Hello, everybody. My name is John J. II, CEO of TownSkate. I just wanted to check in today, kind of do a recap of the latest website posting, and also we got our latest video out, Hometown Homies, edited by Andre Davish, one of our own. Did a great job with it, just first off the bat. Usually I'm doing all the editing for the videos. This one was headed completely by Andre and others, along with our VP, Caleb Ferenz. Did a lot to kind of make this whole thing happen. It was kind of a filler video, I want to say, just for an ALM 3, I guess, for lack of a better word. We didn't want to call it ALM 3 just because it wasn't a full movement. We didn't consider a whole lot of other aspects and elements, and it didn't really fit the bill, basically, to make itself a full movement, which is fine. Hometown Homies, I would say, is a filler video for ALM 3, but I would still tell everybody else that's out there, all our viewers, subscribers, etc., to keep an eye out for ALM 3 in the future, hopefully next spring or summer. So winter is upon us, and this first snowfall just hit mid-Michigan, actually recently, just today, in the East Lansing area where I reside. I know Andre and other people that live further north than me, they probably experienced snow a lot earlier than we did, and they've had snow, for weeks now, and it's kind of crazy because, it seems like winter's not here for a second, and the next day it's here. You get that big snowfall, it turns really cold out, and next thing you know, it's just cold out. So, and you just got snow on the ground. It's like everywhere. So, kind of wanted to elaborate on that a little bit in this video as well. Taking a look at the latest post on our website, and basically it's showing me kind of basically what we stand for, how our mission statement has changed, and how it stayed the same too, and just kind of what our plans are going into the winter. Because us at TownSkate, it's called TownSkate. We're kind of centered around longboarding, skateboarding, that kind of thing. Mostly longboarding, as you can probably tell from our videos. We started out early, actually 10 years ago. We actually just hit our 10-year anniversary earlier in the year, and we actually started out with inline skating. Justin Bright was actually with us since the beginning. Him and Kyle Bosley both did some inline skating. We made a video a long time ago. This is when I was back in middle school. How we made the video under the name TownSkate, and it's kind of evolved and became something more greater than that since then, obviously, and we've got a lot better with our editing skills and got a lot better with certain types of technology and whatnot. So that's awesome, and you can check those videos. I think those videos are still up on our page, honestly, and I think me and Justin took a trip down to Zero Gravity skate park down in Waterford, and I was just looking at that video the other day, just kind of looking back at where we came from, because it's kind of interesting to see the places we've been, the places we're going, and it's really awesome to see that we've stuck with that, at least the similar mission. It's changed a little bit over the years, but we've stuck with a similar mission, and I am proud to say that, and I'm happy we've done that. And I'm happy and proud of everybody that's helped us get there along the way. I'm trying to think of another video that brings up the past. Yeah, Chris Gillum. We got Chris Gillum promo video up there too. I remember editing that on Sony Vegas Pro 8 back in the early 2010s. I don't even know if it was 2010. It was probably 2009, 2008, something like that. Still middle school era. And that turned out pretty good. I mean, that software was kind of ahead of its time as far as my expertise went. I remember my buddy Wasim Samara. Sorry, Wasim, kind of throwing your name out there. I know don't really associate with TownSkate a whole lot, but Wasim helped me kind of get integrated within Sony Vegas Pro 8, and it's a very intricate system. Even looking back at it today, now I use Final Cut. Sometimes I use Adobe Premiere, iMovie if I have to. It's a little more bare bones version of Final Cut, but I'll use it from time to time. But Sony Vegas is very intricate and very complex editing software, where there's a lot of ins and outs, a lot of buttons to push, a lot of bells and whistles, and it's a cool software. I love it. But just to have me, as an early editor, use that, I'm very, it's a sophisticated software and it's complex. So it was a lot to learn, and I probably only scraped the surface with the amount of things that I utilized and used while using that software to make that video. I know I used it for Chris Gillum's promo video, but I had to have used it for other productions too along the way throughout that era. Another thing I'd want to touch on is our reiteration of using safety. In order to acquire sponsors and in order to more or less get notoriety from other sponsors and other skating companies, we have to promote safety initiatives, which is good to do anyway. We want people using protective gear, especially helmets. That's first and foremost. Got to protect your head. Derek Cornell, one of our own, took a pretty bad spill in ALM1. If you watch the video, you'll see where it is. It's about a minute and a half in or something like that. I don't know the exact timestamp for it, but it was a pretty gnarly spill, and it looked like he hit his head pretty hard. He did hit his head pretty hard, and that could have been a lot worse than it was. He wasn't wearing a helmet. I think he's since changed his tune on that, which I think a lot of us should. I don't care how much of an experienced boarder you are, wearing a helmet, wearing protective gear is the paramount of just keeping the sport safe. Because there's cars out there, there's different things that can come in your way. And even to the most experienced boarder, there's obstacles and there's different things out there that just make the sport dangerous, and it makes it safer just to protect yourselves. Other protective gear could be like knee pads, elbow pads, that kind of thing. Anything else other than that, the helmet's the biggest thing because you got to protect your melon. That's where all your thoughts and aspirations are. You want to protect those at all costs. So yeah, I put a little disclaimer in there. I'll throw the link in the description of this video too. Just kind of talking about that a little bit. You can check the post out yourself. Let me see if I can take a direct quote out of here for you. Yeah, I talked about how snowboarding and longboarding are two different entities. Which is so true. I actually experimented with snowboarding a long time ago with Andre and our other buddy Bay. And then Bay is just this incredible snowboarder, and Andre is more of a skier. I'm more of a skier myself. But I was experimenting with one of my dad's snowboards, and it was just a brutal experience. And I've been snowboarding, or not snowboarding, but longboarding for a long time, and it was just a brutal experience. I landed on my butt a lot. But eventually, towards the end, I started to get it down, and then I went out a little bit after that, and I had it down. So, but I'd have to reiterate this: it's a completely different sport than longboarding. It might seem similar because you're standing the same way as you are. Like say I'm standing regular on a longboard. I'd stand regular, the same stance and everything on a snowboard, but the feeling of the terrain under you is it's night and day. Yeah, so about just on that note, I said the leans and weight transfers are much different when talking about and comparing snowboarding to longboarding. For example, with snowboarding, you're locked into position with the board, no matter what happens to it. While longboarding and skateboarding, the user, the skater, is standing on top of a flat surface existing on a separate but unified entity, that being between the user and the board. All of these comparisons are important to take note of when viewing or participating in any of these sports. As a general disclaimer that will become present in all of our future videos, we'd like to endorse and support the use of safety equipment along with extreme caution when participating in any type of downhill or freestyle sport involving skating or skiing. Many of our videos include skaters that have years, even decades of experience, and while we encourage skating at home and abroad, we also must encourage the safety aspects and dangers involved with participating in such activities. Nonetheless, stay tuned to TownSkate to see what's in store for Winter 19. Cheers. So I kind of wrapped it up and I encompassed everything within there, both the safety and the differences between longboarding and snowboarding, which is very important to note. And it's just important to look at, and especially, everyone likes doing this stuff, whether you'd rather do winter sports or rather do, skating sports, other because I would consider you can be like a leisure longboarder. I would consider our group, our collective, to be a little bit more than that. We like to kind of push the envelope to a certain degree, and I was talking to other members in TownSkate that I kind of want to push the envelope even more in future videos, which could be risky and it could kind of jeopardize our well-being, but as long as we're using the safety equipment mentioned, I think we'll be fine. And I think we've been doing this long enough where we can kind of push the envelope even more. And I never want to push the envelope too much. But you got to be able to push the envelope just enough, just to keep elevating as a group. It's awesome to do that, and it's awesome to see the process, and just to see other people in our group grow and become better boarders and better people. How they really want to elevate and become better. I've seen people throughout TownSkate just elevate so much just by skating with us, and it's awesome to see that, and it's awesome to see people take pride in the sport and have fun doing it. So I'll leave it at that. I didn't want to make this video too long, but it looks like I've already made it at upwards of 10 to 11 minutes, and I just hit 13 minutes on my GoPro here. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning into this video. I want to make some more check-in videos like this throughout the winter and going into the next season. But yeah, if you have any comments, concerns at all, feel free to hit us up on our YouTube. I think there's a contact form on our website. If there's not, I will add one. But our email is townskate@gmail.com. I'll put that in the description as well. But if you have anything you want to talk about or anything you want to add or contribute to our group, we'd love to hear from you. So if possible, do that, and I'll leave it at that. I'm John J. II. Thank you guys. Have a great day.